Hold on one second.
No problem. It looks good. Dear.
Hello everyone, my name is Kaylee Holmes, and today I'll be discussing with you the Versatile Home Workspace Environment Project, alongside my teammates Noah Delano and Gunnar Radel. Our faculty advisor is Mr. David Middleton. To start off, we will share with you some of our initial design concepts, primarily focused on the needs within small living spaces. From there, we will paint a picture of how our project has evolved over the past 2 semesters, particularly through better understanding the needs of users through data collection. Due to COVID-19, there has been a significant shift towards individuals needing effective home workspace solutions, which led our team to look more into creating a workspace environment solution that would create a dichotomy between work and relaxation within the living space. From there, we will share some existing designs both within the commercial market as well as nomadic furniture design solutions. In addition, we will review some influences on comfort within a workspace that are important to consider.
Screen or anything.
After sharing some of our initial designs in the form of sketches, CAD models, and physical models, we will then review some feedback that we received on these designs, as well as how they contribute to the overall design progression. Our final designs are the canopy and curvy cocoon, which we will share about in detail, in addition to providing a bill of materials list, as well as some additional components that we would suggest. From there, we will conclude our presentation. Upon beginning this project, our team had the intention of designing a modular furniture solution that would be composed of triangular components that could be rearranged to form a couch, shelving, individual seating, or any other structure that would be necessary. From there, we begin to ask, could this also become a workspace? Upon looking more into the needs around workspaces and how many individuals have shifted towards working from home, our team began to pursue that specifically. And we ended up using those triangular components that could be detachable in our later designs.
At the advice of our advisor, we began our data collection process by simply asking questions and having conversations with our friends, family, and coworkers about what they liked and disliked about their current home workspace. We took what we learned and developed a number of questions that we put into our first and main survey. So far, we have had 70 survey participants from a wide range of ages, the most common being college-age people. In the past couple of months, we've been trying to increase the number of responses from middle-aged individuals, especially those with families. Of our 70 participants, we found that roughly 75% of them have a designated workspace, but 60% of them share that workspace with their bedroom. We found this to be counterproductive to both sleep and productivity, and creates a negative relationship between work and relaxation.
While many individuals were found to have a simple workspace, including a desk, chair, and lighting source, in reviewing the data, our team began to better understand the need for an environment that can transform a living space into a productive one. Before we go any further, I would like to ask you all some questions. Firstly, is your home workspace actually effective? How do you feel in your space? Are you easily distracted by your surroundings? Is your workspace in the same room that you sleep in? All these questions are extremely relevant in determining whether your workspace helps you be productive. Where many of us once had an external physical environment for work and school, we now need to emulate that within our own homes. It is especially challenging to share the space where we typically go to relax, socialize, and interact with family members with doing focused work and being productive. It may be helpful, due to this, to establish a physical separation between workspace and living space. As noted in an article on occupational health, many employees are found to actually take the home chores and complete them throughout the working day, which contributes to overall longer working days and then allows for less recovery time from one working day to the next.
We started by looking at existing designs in the current market. There are companies such as Hayworth, Herman Miller, and IKEA that specialize in home office solutions. Companies such as IKEA are on the more affordable end in pricing, but lack the long-term use because their products are mass-produced with materials that lack resiliency. Companies like Hayworth are on the more expensive end of pricing. They manufacture products out of high-quality materials and have more design options. Their goal is to have a product that lasts. Mr. Middleton was very resourceful by leading us to Nomadic Furniture, and more specifically, the WORKSPACE cubicle. Nomadic Furniture was huge in the 70s with key features in being lightweight, storable, and adaptable. The WORKSPACE cubicle has a revolving door that can enclose an environment. Our designs are based off of this concept of being able to enclose or change an environment to allow for work or relaxation.
As is visible in this image, there are many different dimensions to consider when creating a comfortable workspace. Some of these include functionality, productivity, individuality, health, and physiology. In our designs, our team was very intentional about allowing for there to be different components that could come together to create a transformative space, utilizing these different physiological aspects of our human experience. Through this, our goal is to help the users be more productive, but also to understand when it is time to focus, and then subconsciously to know when to relax through these cues in the environment.
Once we had finished completing our survey and gathered enough data about what people would and would not want in their ideal workspace, we began to sketch a number of designs. We ended up deciding on 4 models that we thought would be worthwhile to pursue: the canopy, the curvy cocoon, the shell, and stacked. Once we decided on the 4 design concepts we wanted to pursue, a second survey was developed in which we showed our designs to potential users. We asked them for an overall rating on a scale from 1 to 10, and how likely they would be to use each design. Finally, we asked for positive and negative feedback so that we could further develop our designs and make sure we're meeting exactly what the customer needs.
We created a Pew matrix with our existing designs, with the categories being cost, ease of assembly, adjustability, durability and quality, effectiveness, uniqueness, sustainability, and the average score from the feedback we received from our surveys. We pursued our 2 best designs, which were the canopy and the curvy cocoon. Following the design process, our designs progressed over time. From user feedback, our 2 best designs were the canopy and the curvy cocoon. As a team, we realized some aspects of the stack and shell designs could be incorporated with the canopy and curvy cocoon designs. We integrated the removable frame bookshelf of the stack design with the canopy, and the enclosing environment of the shell design was integrated into the curvy cocoon. These are added on as features to the base models and are considered design variants. Going into more detail, we brainstormed design variations for the canopy and the curvy cocoon. As a team, we created 3 design variations for both of our selected designs. We then started to create scale physical models of our original ideas out of balsa wood. Pictures were taken with a scale figurine and sent out in our surveys. During that time, we started to work on CAD models in Creo. We used Creo's built-in rendering studio and were not satisfied with the results. We discussed with Mr. Middleton, and he suggested using Rhino. Rhino is a solid model rendering program that creates very detailed renders. None of us had experience in Rhino, but we knew we needed to pursue this. After some time, the team was able to produce high-quality renders. While this was going on, we were also working on detailed scale models of the base design using 3D printed parts and stained basswood.
We found that the majority of the feedback we received for the canopy was positive. 80% of people enjoyed the simplicity of the design and said that they would enjoy being able to close themselves off from their environment. Some negative feedback consisted of it might be too much over your head and it might be too large for certain spaces. People also recommended that we add additional options for storage, possibly overhead or under the desk as well. The first of our canopy designs features the stack shelving system. We found that the stack design itself didn't do very well in our survey, but that the shelving system did receive positive feedback, so we decided to include it in this design. The shelving system features cable management in the form of a false back that allows cords to run down and out the bottom, as well as an outlet for you to charge your phone, laptop, or other devices. The desktop and shelf also feature cable management in the form of a trough that runs along the bottom of the shelf and desktop. The whole unit is enclosed in a curtain which you can open and close to separate yourself from your environment, and the unit is lit by overhead lighting, which should adequately provide enough light for work and video calls. Additionally, when work is completed, the light can be adjusted to transform the space back into a more relaxing environment. The second variation of our canopy design is also wall-mounted, but doesn't feature the stacked shelving and has a curtain that completely encloses you. It has the same upper lighting system and shelf as the old design. However, with this design, you will be able to decide whether or not you want to order it with or without the work surface, depending on if you have a desk at home that you enjoy and just want to order the environment to put the desk inside. The environment will also come in length options of 48, 60, and 72 inches to fit exactly what the customer needs. For our scale model of the canopy, we decided to use stained basswood for the work surface and shelf, as well as most of the structural components. The curtain is a high thread count cotton cloth so that it looks accurate when draped. Kaylee was also kind enough to produce a number of small-scale objects like a monitor and keyboard and books so that you can accurately see how the workspace will be used. I'll now hand it over to her to introduce our second design, the curvy cocoon.
Shown on the left is a curvy cocoon basic version, which features a hollow outer shell that could be composed out of either HBL or a polymer, which then could be coated in a sound-absorbing material. It's likely that this design would be composed out of 4 different sections for manufacturing and shipping feasibility, as well as cost savings. Another key aspect of the design is the moving platform in the back that allows for the computer monitor to be stored away when not in use. It raises and lowers by a mechanical system. As visible along the top, there is a lighting bar that allows for warm or cool lighting to be adjusted depending on the activity being completed in the space. Cable management is also available in the outer shell since it's hollow, and there is a door at the bottom of the shell that allows for those cables to be easily managed. And there's also storage for a personal computer as visible on the right. For additional storage, it's likely that another system would be utilized, perhaps an existing one that the user may already have. Here you can see the curvy cocoon monitor platform in the raised and lower configurations. Another version of the curvy cocoon includes a retractable partition that helps to eliminate sound distractions within the space and communicates a separation between the living space and workspace. This partition also allows for more privacy, as well as serving as a background for video calls. Since it's retractable, this partition can simply be stored in the walls of the curvy cocoon, opening the environment if necessary. The partition was inspired by Molo Design, a company that constructs these large wall structures, as visible in the image at the bottom of the slide, that are foldable but also are great for absorbing sound. User feedback helped us develop the version of the curvy cocoon that included the overhead screen, as well as encouraging us to remove the seating solution that we had that would be stored in the walls for additional seating if necessary, of which users indicated they would not use this. Users also indicated they would like the ability to have a sitting and standing desk in the system, of which could be adjusted with raising the overall height of the system. Here you can see the 1/6 scale physical models that our team constructed of the curvy cocoon. The main materials utilized were basswood, which was finished with linseed oil, as well as 3D printed ABS used to construct the outer shell components. As is visible in these images, lighting can be utilized to help transform the curvy cocoon into a more immersive environment that fits the needs of the user in each specific moment. In the article, Lighting to Make You Feel Better, users who entered this space sad or anxious were actually able to have their mood transformed into a more positive one with warm lighting that was low arousal, or for cool lighting, they were actually able to reach a high arousal state, which is necessary for concentrating on tasks at work or school, for example. This is what we try to accomplish in this space, allowing for versatility, and there could be lighting controls applied so that when you enter the space, you either have the lighting set up for work and concentration or for a more cozy ambiance that is suited for relaxation.
As a team, we created a bill of materials for both the canopy, the curvy cocoon, along with their design variations. Alongside that, we did research on the cost of these materials to calculate the price of manufacturing the designs. The canopy has a wide range in price as different types of wood can be used to manufacture the part. More expensive wood will, of course, increase the price of the canopy, while using wood laminate would keep it as low as $360. The Curvy Cocoon basic design covers most of the features available for it, leaving room for upgrades with the overhead screen or the retractable partition. The standard model costs $300 to $520 with an option to add the partition on later for $210 or $510 to $730 for the partition or overhead screen models. Some additional recommendations to spruce up these environments and to help with the transition are things such as sound canceling headphones or a white noise emitter. These will help reduce background noise to help the user maintain focus. A good office chair is a must-have, as most users prefer to sit when working, so they will need a good chair to help maintain good ergonomic posture. Additional lighting, such as a desk lamp, and other products like oil diffusers or desk plants can help create a more friendly and enjoyable environment. Our goal was to design an effective workspace that utilizes sensory cues in conjunction with versatile physical features to seamlessly transform an environment from a living space into a workspace that fuels productivity. We would like to thank Mr. David Middleton for his assistance throughout this project, Dana Hammond for her insights, Beck Johnson, a researcher at Hayworth, and everyone who participated in our data collection. Thank you for your time. We will now open the room for questions.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Have any of you guys incorporated any of these designs into your own workspace?
We have not created full-scale models. With COVID, we lack the resources to be able to access labs and the proper tools to create full-size models. We planned on that in the beginning, but again, it was always going to be played by ear based on how COVID was affecting Western's availability.
Well, I have to jump in at this moment because I'm coming to you what I have lovingly dubbed the pit of despair, which is a corner of my basement that I carved out a year ago. And the advisor has implemented some of their ideas. My background is improved and is movable. So it's sort of like the Wizard of Oz. If you look behind the curtain, it's kind of depressing. And I have a lighting setup for WebEx and a separate one for work, because the work one will glare into the cameras. So their ideas have been used. Maybe not in their spaces, but in mine.
I did some personal experimenting with the lighting too. I have like a string light set up in my room for soft light, and then like a super bright overhead light that I would switch when I would go from doing work to relaxing, just to test that theory out.
Yeah, because I realized one thing that wasn't mentioned is having the background is handy because there may be those virtual backgrounds, but my computer gets a little slogged down if I turn on the virtual background because I don't have a graphics card the size of Noah's, and I have a lot of problems. So being able to just put something back there physical saves me a lot of bandwidth, or at least I should say no, computing power.
File the audio. I don't think it will let you.
Sweet. I also have another question. Could you guys bring up the bill of materials again?
Sure thing.
Let's say, do I have the show? No, he's got it. Very good.
I see you guys are using a lot of expensive woods. Was there any question of using like OSB board with laminates on top of that to make it look fancier for a cheaper price, or recycled materials?
Yep, that's where we got the price of $360. With the stacked canopy, with the shelving being made out of wood, more expensive woods obviously will make the price higher, but we looked into wood laminate, which would cost $165 for the stacked
Oh, I
canopy.
missed that. My bad.
Oh, no, not a problem. But yeah, we looked into cheaper alternatives such as like particle board and wood laminate to make the cost a little bit cheaper, but leaving the option open for if someone wanted a nice finished stained wood, that could be done.
In addition, one of our intentions, just with this project in general, we wanted to make sure that we were being wise about the use of materials. And that's why with the canopy design, we wanted to allow it to be in a variety of different sizes so that if someone does have a desk, that desk isn't being wasted by just buying a whole new system, so that it could be integrated into that. So that was one of the focuses with that design specifically. Thank you for the question.
Thank you for the answers, guys.
Mhm. Well, thank you, crew. I appreciate what you've been able to pull off.
I just want to say,
Nice job too.
yeah, nice job. I just want to say again that the way you set up this presentation with, the people, we can see you speaking, the recording, the graphics, this was brilliant.